Hi, I'm Asen Baxter, and welcome to my first in a series of cryptocurrencies technical analysis. These would be weekly analyses, and we're going to be doing at least 5 or 6 of the major currencies, cryptocurrencies. I'll be using tradingview.com to do these videos, and I'll keep them as short and to the point as possible. Okay, so let's get right into it. We'll go into Bitcoin. The major cryptocurrency. This is the one that has been making the news mostly this year. It has a splendid run from 26 to the start of this year up to around mid December, where it almost hit $20,000 per Bitcoin. And currently, this is tradingview.com, the charting service that I'll be using, and this is the daily chart. So we're going to go to the 4-hour chart so that we can start making our guesses as to where this cryptocurrency will be headed in the very near future. Okay, so in order to do that, we're going to have to draw a few lines here, trend lines and horizontal lines to do support and resistance. Cool. So of course we have to take the outer trend line right here from the two latest highs, major highs, and of course we're just going to draw the obvious support, which is about here. Alright, that's the latest and most obvious support on the chart. And you may notice that I draw my lines through the candlestick, through the wicks of a candlestick, and this is just something that I've learned over the years to do. Right, so you may see me drawing it through here. It's not typically the way that most people do it, but this is the way I have learned to do it based on what I have seen over the years. And this is about 14 years of technical trading. So yes, I've started out drawing at the tip of a candle, and now I've moved to the head and the body of the candle itself. Cool. Okay, so we also have to draw the inner trend line right here. Cool, that's one. And of course we have to draw resistance lines that are above the current price point. These are a little bit harder to see right now, but I am assuming that this will be one, right, because of these two candles right here. Either this or probably this would be more like it right here, 14,852. Cool. So we see where the price has pierced this trend line, this inner trend line right here, and is currently heading towards this outer resistance trend line right here. Right now, in order to make an entry, so you see this candle and you need to make an entry, you want to make an entry, best practice is to of course go to a smaller time frame. What is happening here? Okay, and you'd wait for a retracement and then a bullish candle that engulfs the rest of these candles, and that will make your entry more refined. Or you could also wait until it retraces to this trend line. If it does not, then it's a much riskier entrance at its current location, so you probably want to avoid that as well. If you're a long-term trader and you want to get in some more funds into Bitcoin, you could enter right here as well at the current time and price. Cool, but it's sitting right at the resistance level. So you really, in my opinion, if you're going to trade this, you want to wait for a very good confirmation that this is no longer going to be a problem. You really want to make sure it's outside of this zone, right? I'm not sure why this is not staying. Oh, there it is. Once it's outside of this zone, it's probably clear to go until maybe here will be the next roadblock. I tend to call these roadblocks because that's exactly what they feel like. Roadblock. This would be the next point of resistance, as you can see right there. Price tends to bundle up right around here. Cool, things tend to sit right around here in the past, very near past, and you have about 400 points, 300 something points between here and there to go. And after that, you'd have to contend with this resistance right here, which is 14,756, and by that time the candle would have the price would have moved closer to this resistance line. So this would be more of a problem probably than the support line right here. Cool. That's it for Bitcoin. Let's go to Ripple. Now Ripple doesn't really have much of a pattern going on for it. It's more going through a series of bull runs that well, it has surprised a lot of people. Ripple has taken off, so to speak. This is December, and look at that. At around the 12th of December, things are starting like some fire to the gasoline kind of effect, and everything takes off from there. So what we can do for Ripple now is, oh, look at this candle right here. You see this? This is a very sharp pullback. What you don't want to be happening here, if you are bullish on Ripple, you don't want to see something like this taking place. You see that number 3 candle? If this took place on Ripple, that is a very strong sell signal or bearish signal, right? It doesn't appear that it's going to be happening to Ripple, but you'd want to stay clear of buying at this particular point. You probably want to stay clear of buying. Cool. I'm not sure what's taking this thing so long. So for Ripple, let's say you bite the bullet and you decide to go in. And let's just draw some lines here, some support and resistance lines. The next roadblock for Ripple, if you're bullish, would be about $2.12. Alright, you got to be aware of that price point. If you're bearish, you pretty much have all of this to eat up. Bearish looks like a much better opportunity right now than being bullish in the short term. The long term now, which I recommend, you can see this is in a very long bull run, and this is just a retracement, probably a Fibonacci 61 level. Let's see what this is about right now. Let's see. This is yeah, my bad, 382 level. So this thing bounced right off the Fibonacci 382, and it's probably headed towards right here, or at most the high of the 2366. So if you have been bullish on Ripple, you can hold it. If you are on the sidelines and you want to enter, you probably want a much stronger well, it depends on your how soon you plan to get out. If you're a buy and hold, or if you're a short term, that really changes the dynamics or the decision of how and when you enter. Cool. But for the short term, nah. For the long term, it's a buy. Ethereum. Let's go to the daily. Let's see what it is like. Okay, so much of the year it has been it has been around 20 something dollars, right? And then took off like a rocket. I guess SpaceX is behind this. Alright, so Ripple now. Sorry, Ethereum. Okay, let's draw some lines, see what this is doing. Okay, this seems simple enough. That looks like a pattern. Wow, look at this. This is a very nice signal. Let's see exactly what it's doing, because we may just have a very good buy signal here for Ethereum. What am I doing? Okay, let's do the outer. It's like an outer trend line. Cool. Let's do an inner one right here. Woke up here now. Okay, so we have Ripple, Ethereum piercing this trend line right here, closing above it, and seems to be going in that direction. It seems to be taking off, and it has a lot of room. Well, not really a lot of room, but it depends on your, I mean, if you're a long-term or a short-term trader, but there is room right here. Cool. Where's that shape thing again? Rectangle. Right, you have all of this room. All of this is in the clear for bullish behavior. However, as I'm saying this is becoming obvious to me as I speak. Bam. Let's delete this. Let's take a look at that again. Okay, so we see where we have a much shorter. Is actually the room is not as big as we thought. So here is a potential roadblock. I mean, this is probably one as well. You know, if we're going to take things, if we're going to ignore nothing at all. Cool. So we see where Ethereum has broken a trend line, but there are roadblocks from previous resistance levels, so we'll just have to watch out for that. You could buy right now if you want. I mean, on any chart you are going to find cases where it breaks our resistance or a trend line, and you're going to see other resistance or support levels that are in the way. It's just up to you to decide whether or not they will be strong enough to take. You understand what I mean? So right now, in my view, if I'm asked right now if this is a buy, hold, or sell, this is definitely a buy. Yeah, this would be a buy. Look at this pattern. This is probably going to be a breakout. The most that can happen, it will retrace back to this line right here. Cool. So this for me is a buy, a cautious buy. Now let's head on to Bitcoin Cash. Oh, please sign in to continue. No, I'm not signing in. Not right now. No thanks. Bitcoin Cash. Again, you may see patterns emerging on these charts that typically we want to keep them simple. Keep it simple. Look at this nice support level ahead. Resistance if you're buying, that is, if you're long. And you can see that price right now is bundling up right exactly where the price is. That's exactly a pressure point line zone right here. Cool. Yes. And one more here, and then horizontal, I mean trend line. Not really seeing a trend line other than this. Yeah. So is this a buy, a hold, or sell? This flag formation that we're seeing right now, I would feel comfortable buying after it breaks this trend line. After it breaks this trend line, then I would buy. If you're already in it from below, if you bought here, then I mean these candlestick patterns right here are showing that hey, they're probably going to take another run down probably to this support level, so you might want to exit. If you have bought at this support level, you might want to exit or sell half. Okay, you still have the room to go up here, but we have to obey what the candles are showing. Yes, there is still room towards this trend line, but we still have to obey the candles. We have to be cautious of the candles, what the candles are telling us. So let me zoom in on the 1 hour chart. You notice I don't really go beyond the 1 hour chart, right? Cool. Doesn't make sense beyond that, honestly. Right, so if you're already in it from the recent support level, you could hold it, but be cautious. You could probably sell half of it and look for another opportunity to ride it up. And if it breaks this trend line, you know you're looking for a pattern that signals a buy, and you can ride that to wherever it will lead to, probably the moon. Cardano, ADA BTC. Let's reload this page. Okay, here we go. Now this one has been very active recently. Oh, look at that. That's lovely. That's magical. A lot of money be made right here, provided you entered somewhere along these bases right here. I would say that watch out for retracement. If you entered long, you could probably, I mean, depends on then again, depends on if you're short term, swing, long term, whatever kind of trader you are, or whatever approach you take to this cryptocurrency. It all changes. So for this right now, if you're short term, get out. Cool. Mid to long term, you may want to, if you know, there are many different ways to do this. You could, if you're mid to long term, you probably want to sell half at this moment, and whenever the market reverses or show the potential to reverse into another bullish run, you enter back some of that what you have sold. Cool. If you're a long term, this doesn't matter. You're just riding this anyways. It doesn't really matter. And as usual, on charts like these, you want to use the Fibonacci to help to figure out where exactly the price will go. And when I'm using Fibonacci, I may draw it to the body of the candle or to the wick. In most cases, people are drawing it to the wick. Alright, so you just have to do what they are doing in order for this to make sense. Okay, it only makes sense if everybody is doing it the same way, right? And you may want to look for a retracement towards the 382 or the 236. Cool. And then you look for reversal candlestick patterns to enter to the long again. Cool. Cool. So that is ADA, or more commonly known as Cardano. Litecoin. Now let's see. For the past 20 or so days, this has been in a downtrend. Litecoin. This technically means that, hey, we'll be looking for buying opportunities, for long opportunities, right? Now this candlestick right now, hopefully it turns out to be an engulfing bullish candle, because let's see, this probably is a 618 retracement level. Fib retrace. Okay, the 50% level. Cool. And to me right now, this is not even concrete enough to make a good call on this, because I mean, I don't really like Fibonacci anyways, but that doesn't look concrete to me. I'm sorry. Remove. Come on. So let's go down to the 4-hour chart and at least draw some roadblocks. Cool. Support resistance lines. Horizontal line. Bam. I mean, my eyes they're just attracted to these things. As I look on the chart, I see them. As I look on the chart, I see them. This is one. This is actually another. Right here. Cool. And of course, everybody congregating around this point right here. Cool. So now if you had entered here for some reason, if you had bought right here, cool, if you had bought right here and you're riding this up now, you see it has probably, well, it has broken this small trend line. Let's look and see what this has done. Not quite, depends on how you draw it though, but I'm going to draw this two different ways, and it's not really to confuse you, but I'm just going to show you. Majority of the traders are probably drawing it this way. Alright, let's go on the hourly chart and see what that looks like. Okay, so price has resisted and is looking to go up again, maybe, who knows. But again, it depends on how you trade. If you're a long-term, short-term swing trader, it all depends on your approach to trading these currencies. Cool. It all depends. It all depends on that. See, it all depends on that. So is this a buy for me? Is it a sell? If you're already in it, just be cautious of this trend line right here. Cool. You may want to sell, you may want to hold, I don't know, it's up to you. But to me, if you ask me, well, I believe that just stay out for me. I'd stay out of this right now. If this line is pierced and I see a reversal back to the line and then a candlestick pattern that says buy, hell yeah, you jump in, and then you become more, you should be aware of these potential resistance line along the way, right? So these lines are really there to prompt you to look for candlestick patterns that are reacting to these lines. They don't necessarily mean, hey, once you reach these lines you should jump out. No, you react. Is it reacting to this support level, resistance level? If it is, you might want to get out or sell half or just watch it. But it doesn't necessarily mean that once you get to this line it's a must that you must take profit. No, it's just there for you to have a visual reminder that, hey, this line exists, people may take profit here, whatever. Cool. And that's it for now. We ran through all these currencies: Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum, which looks like, you know, it looks like a buy. But then again, be careful of these lines, you know. They are just reminders that, hey, things could be happening here. Candles, price could be reacting right here as a resistance, and of course the outer one as well. Ripple, same thing. Look out for these lines. Depends on how you want to trade it. And of course Bitcoin, which right now is a definite buy. Since since we did this video, this candle has shot through this line, this support, this resistance zone, and this looks like a buy for me. Let's see the 4-hour chart. Come on. Right, yeah, this looks like a buy, but then again the room is very small, a very small margin. So it depends on if you're a long term or short term or whatever. But if you're long, then good, hold on to it. Just hold on. If you're on the sideline, want to get in, it may be expensive to get in right now, but you could. I mean, this is a nice indication of a buy, but you're better off if you're already in it than to enter right now. So that's it, and I hope you have a happy new year when it comes. Take care until next week.